There's something about us as human beings that we rarely question. We think, we assume, we conclude, but we do not pause. We don't ask why. We build options inside our own minds based on the fragments, moments, and single incidents. And we let those fragments define entire relationship. And somewhere in that process, we forget something very simple yet very powerful. The full story was never heard. Why is it that we can go through thousands of conversations with someone, share countless memories, build trust over time, laugh together, stand beside each other, and yet one moment, one sentence, one misunderstanding becomes heavy enough to make us step back? Why does that one moment overpower everything that came before it? And more importantly, do we ever try to understand this? Do we ever sit down and ask what happened? Do we ever say, I know you, this doesn't feel like you, talk to me? Conclude and simply distance ourselves? If we are honest, most of the time we step back. We do not appreciate the effort, the consistency, the presence someone showed before. We don't acknowledge the times they stood by us, supported us, understood us. We don't pause to say thank you for everything that was real. Instead, we allowed one discomfort to erase 1,000 comforts. And that's where relationship begins to weaken. Not because of the problem, but because of the silence that follows. Because we stop talking. We say conversation is the key, but when it matters the most, we withdraw. Even in the past, there were disagreements, there were tough conversations, there were moments that weren't easy. But did we stop then? No. We held on, we spoke, we tried to understand. So, what really changed now? Did we ever hold their hands and make them sit and gently ask, tell me what you are going through? Did we really listen? Not to reply, but to understand. Did we try to hear their silence, their hesitations, their unspoken thoughts? Because not everyone express the same way. Some people speak loudly, some people speak clearly, and some don't speak at all. Not because they don't care, but because they don't know how to express it. Some are shy, some are afraid of being misunderstood. Some carry so much inside that words simply fail them. And when we expect everyone to communicate this the way we do, we lose them. Because understanding someone doesn't come from expecting them to be like us. It comes from expecting who they are. If someone gathers the courage to speak, to open up, to say sorry, to admit the mistake, to reach out, that deserves respect. That deserves acknowledgement. Because speaking is not easy. It takes courage to say, I need you. It takes vulnerability to say, let's fix this. Instead of valuing that courage, we often overlook it. But look around. The world is filled with so many beautiful things. Kind hearts that still cares, unexpected moments that brings a smile, places that calm the mind and the smoothen the soul. Slow down. Rain that carries peace with every drop. Music that understand what words cannot explain. Silence gestures that speaks louder than conversations. Hands that stay even when things are not perfect. And all of this becomes ever more meaningful when shared with someone. Because in today's world, almost everything has an alternative. Products can be replaced, opportunity can be created, paths can be changed. But relationship, real ones, are not that simple. They really aren't. They are not replaceable. They are built slowly, layers by layers, moments by moments, staying together always close to each other. And once broken, even if repaired, they carry the memory of the crack. So why let it reach that point? Why don't we sit, talk, understand, and protect what already exists? If there are misunderstandings, clear them. If there are doubts, address them. If there is confusion, resolve it. Because relationships are not meant to be perfect, they are meant to be nurtured. They are meant to be cared for protections, for strengthened. They are meant to be ornamented for life. And life itself is too beautiful to lose something real over something temporarily. A beautiful life, a beautiful people, beautiful world, beautiful memories waiting to be created. Moments that could turn into stories worth telling. Journeys that feel incomplete without the right person besides you. So preserve it. Hold on to it. Keep it safe, not in fear, but with understanding. Because when something is real, you don't walk away from it, you work for it. Think of it like a book. Every page is different. Every chapter carries a new emotions. Some pages are joyful. Some are confusing. Some are intense. Some are quiet. But you don't close the book because of one difficult page. You continue because you believe the story is worth it. And people are no different. They have phases, they have mood, they have moments that don't always align with yours. So if we truly value someone, we adjust. Not to lose ourselves, but to understand them better. We adjust to these situations, we adjust to emotions, we adjust to silence, we adjust to their way of expressing, we adjust to timing, we adjust to moments when they need space. and moments when they need presence. And in doing so, we don't lose anything. Not our respect, not our identity, not our self-worth, not our strength, not our position in life. Instead, we gain something far more valuable. We gain understanding, we gain clarity, we gain connections, we gain depth in the relationship. And when we truly understand someone, we begin to recognize what effort affects them, what hurts them, what makes them withdraw, what makes them smile. We become more aware. And even if mistakes happen again, we know how to handle them. We don't run, we don't assume, we don't distance. We sit, we talk, we resolve at that very moment. This is how strong bonds are built. That is how real connections are formed. Connections that are not just about presence, but about understanding. Connections that are not just about good times, but about standing firm through difficult ones. Connections that feels like home, even in silence. And somewhere in all of this, there is one simple truth. I am always there. No matter what the situation is, no matter how complicated things feels, no matter what misunderstanding arises, that presence does not change. But understanding that has to come from both sides. They are built on conversations. Sometimes the best thing we can do is trust someone enough to sit with them and talk. Not to argue, not to prove a point, but to understand. Simply to understand. Because when things are left incomplete, they don't fade away, they stay. Unspoken words stay. Unresolved emotions stays. Unanswered questions stays. And over time, they grow into distance. But when we complete that conversations, when we allow it to reach its natural ending, everything becomes lighter. Because completeness bring peace, just like a flower need to bloom fully to share its beauty and fragrance. A fruit to ripen completely to offer its sweetness. This sun needs to rise fully to spread its lights. A melody needs to finish to leave its impact. Like a journey need to reach its destination to make a sense. Incomplete things don't fulfill their purpose, and neither do incomplete conversations. So, this is not a question. This is not something that needs an answer. This is a feeling, a moment of reflections, a space to think, to understand, to reconnect. A conversation that is waiting to happen, a bond waiting to be strengthened, a relationship waiting to be preserved, an emotion waiting to be acknowledged, a connection waiting to be felt deeply, completely, because in the end, we don't lose anything by understanding, but we can lose everything by assuming.